Beautiful. Is this America? It's pretty bad. Yeah, wow. I know.
Rising Junior 是要去 Junior。
like I'm a rising senior.
哦。那刚第一个讲话那个，他是今年刚要来的吗？他说什么？High school。
Well, family lives in Hangout. Blair Fleet. You know Blair Fleet?
No. Is it a girl or a boy?
No, it's a girl.
It's a girl, right?
It's a girl.
She's blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Blair. I think we were in the same dorm.
Oh, really?
She was not in my grade. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so long.
last couple of weeks of view of the education.
Student, you're just taking humanities classes, but I will be talking a lot about research here, and research is not only limited to STEM, but also
我们要不要换组啊？他都没有在讲话。
No, there were only 7 of us. Oh.
Let's make a stop right here. I'm going to take advantage that it's not raining yet, but if it does, we'll go right inside. Crazy on us. So we are at this stop. This is where I'm going to talk about our 2 university libraries. Right behind you guys, this big brick building is our MSc library, Milton Eisenhower Library. And right behind me, we have our second library, our Brody Learning Commons Library. So even though they're 2 separate university libraries, they're all connected right underneath us. And let me talk about MSc for a little bit. So MSc is your traditional kind of university library. It has a lot of books, a lot of our librarians work here, and a lot of levels. So we have M levels, A, B, C, D. As you go down, the more quieter it gets, so a lot of room for individual studying. If you're a person who loves to study in the death silence, MSc level is just for you. But Brody, inside of Brody, I will take you guys inside so you guys will see that it's very different. So it's actually filled with study rooms. Each study room has a desk, multiple chairs, and sometimes the whole room is a whiteboard. So the reason why we had Brody designed specifically this way is because here at Hopkins, we really emphasize a collaborative learning environment. So I'm a biology major, like I said, so coming in, I was expecting a lot of, lecture heavy, test heavy, a lot of individual work, but I was actually very surprised at how much collaborative work I get to do in almost all my classes. One example is I just took cell biology this past spring. We learned about a lot of, complicated cellular processes throughout the semester, but for my final project, my professor was like, pick something really complicated you learned throughout the semester and present to me in a poster so someone who didn't even take high school biology could understand what was going on. And that's all of what public health is about, right? Taking really complicated scientific information, reducing it so it's presentable, approachable to the general public. So me and my teammates, we had to get really creative. We had to think of making animations, images, diagrams, performances, and it was definitely one of my favorite projects I've done so far, and one of the many examples of all the collaborative work you guys will be doing in your courses. So yeah, so far. We will be going inside of our library. Great. Let's go right in, and next up, I'll take you guys to the beach.
Wow, you know that? I think 台湾很 的一个那个。
So before we go forward, I want to ask, do we have any humanities students today?
Maybe.
Yeah? Maybe. Can I ask which area?
Like econ, philosophy, politics, stuff. Maybe international studies.
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you. How about you? Wonderful. So yeah, we will be stopping at our humanities building, but I like to show this, point this out to my tours. This is our rare books collection. Place a lot of humanities students do research here as well. So we have Frankenstein's first edition book in here, which is worth like something $1 million. My friend who's an English major, he did his research project here. He actually based it on superhero comics. So we have Spider-Man, Batman, something else, first edition comics in here, and that's what he did his research project on, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. So let's move on back this way. See how we're doing it. You guys can peek in. It's my favorite area actually. This is our atrium. Their picnic blankets, their friends, their hammocks, their frisbees, their volleyball. So it's a great student right here. So yeah, let me point out our two kind of twin buildings right in front of us. The one to my left is McCoy Hall. It's a freshman, sophomore on-campus housing dorm. The one to my right is our freshman on-campus housing dorm. So for the first 2 years here at Hopkins, you are required to be on-campus housing dorms. But afterwards, for your junior and senior year, you're required to be on off-campus housing. So on-campus and off-campus can seem a little misleading. Off-campus doesn't mean far from campus. So actually 95% of our upperclassmen live closer than to 3 blocks or less to campus. So for example, I'm a junior, so I'm in off-campus housing right now. I'm living in those apartments right over there through the trees, and it's actually closer than my sophomore dorm last year. And I know it can seem scary, you know, finding your own off-campus housing, but we have a wonderful housing department that will help you through this process. And I actually like off-campus housing a little more. It's more flexible, so you can pick according to your budget. If you want a pet, you can find a pet-friendly apartment for yourself. If you really want a gym in your apartment, you can find an apartment with a gym inside. So don't worry, it's kind of like the first step towards adulting. You guys will learn how to sign your own lease, pay your rent monthly, and pay for your own Wi-Fi. So I think it's actually a really, really nice, you know, process that we have here. So let me talk a little bit about the transportation services offered by the university. So the first one is called the Johns Hopkins Medical Institute Shuttle. It's a bus that takes you right from here all the way to the Johns Hopkins Hospital and Medical Campus. I use it almost every week because I do a lot of medical research and volunteering, so I go there almost every week. It's really, really helpful for students like me. We also have useful stops at the Baltimore Penn Station, which is a train station. For $10 to $15, you guys can go to DC for the weekend. I just did with my friends. It was awesome. And there's also another stop at Peabody Conservatory, which is our music school. Another transportation service we have is called the Blue Jay Shuttle. So it's a van. The way it works is just like an Uber or a Lyft. You have an app on your phone. You can call it to pick you up whenever you want and drop you off whatever you want within the Baltimore city limits. And it's completely free for students. Unlimited, free. If the if the Blue Jay Shuttle doesn't come in the next 15 minutes, they will send you a free lift. And it functions from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you're, in the city and it's getting a little dark outside and you want to get home safely, you can just call the shuttle. It will drop you back to campus safely. Or if you're just getting groceries and you're lazy to, carry them back home, you can just call the shuttle as well. So it's a wonderful.
这个男生看起来很像大人。那个我们那边来的那个。你等一下，问一下莎莉阿姨讲的那个是不是真的这样？
That was true. Why wouldn't they advertise?
啊
That was true. Why wouldn't they advertise it?
他们又不缺学生。麦娃也这样讲啊，他们应该两个不会听错，是不是？所以每个学校都有那个 blue line 啊。
Yes.
So I heard that the Johns Hopkins University medical school, they don't have to take the impact.
That's not true. I don't know where you heard that from. That is not true. I think you might be confusing some trainee programs with BS, MD programs where you have direct access to the medical school. We don't have that at Johns Hopkins, so if you want to go to medical school, you do have to take that MCAT.
Oh, and also for the off-campus housing for the rent, if you have financial aid, is that covered?
Yeah, it is.
It is. 所以是 junior， 你一定要搬出去，你也不能留下来。
Stuff right here.
等一下再问一下。
Can you hear me? So we are currently in the freshman quad right now. This all green area right now is the freshman quad. And the reason why it's called the freshman quad is because 3 of our freshmen on-campus dorms are located right in here. So the first one is right behind me. It's called AMR 1. We have AMR 2 right over here, and AMR 3 is over there, kind of behind the Hopkins campus. I can point it out as we walk by. But let me talk about their differences. So AMR 1 and 2 are traditional university campus dorms, so you either will be in a single or a double, and each hallway has a communal bathroom for the hallway. AMR 3, Gilman and McCoy, they are suite style dorms. So what a suite is in one suite you will have 2 rooms with 2 people each. You will have a little common room for the suite with a kitchen and a communal bathroom for the suite. So when you first get here, you'll be asked to rank which dorm you want most and which dorm you want least. You might not be guaranteed your first choice dorm, but if you have a really strong preference for a specific dorm style, for example, I really wanted a suite style dorm, if you rank all the suite style dorms first, you're pretty much guaranteed a suite style dorm or whatever dorm style that you prefer. So each dorm has their own amenities. They all have a common room, a common kitchen, a laundry room, a mail room, Some of our dorms, they have their own gym downstairs, a TV room, a game room as well. So you guys will have access to those. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. Let me be a little quick. Let me talk about roommates. So before we let students choose the roommates that they wanted, but we actually got rid of that. Now it's 100% random matching. The reason for that is because we found out that letting students choose their own roommates actually doesn't work. I'll tell you guys why. So let's say I'm a freshman incoming. I go to my Instagram, I see a bunch of other students that are also freshmen like me. I click on a girl's profile, she seems cool. I DM her, hey, let's be roommates. And hey, we might be best friends, but we could be terrible roommates. You know, think of your best friends right now. Like, would you want to share a room with them? Probably not. So we actually got rid of that. So it's 100% random matching right now. And when you guys first come here, you'll be sent out a survey. And you guys can fill out all these, lifestyle questions. So are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Are you messy? Are you neat? So I encourage you guys to not lie. If you are messy, just say you are messy, and you'll be matched accordingly to someone with similar lifestyles with you. Very similar to boarding school, obviously. Any questions so far about dorms, housing? No? Wonderful. Let's go to our next stop.
所以乱的会配干净的吗？还是乱的会配乱的？是这样吗？应该要配一个那个，这样两个才会 end the semester.
It's my favorite. It's my parents' favorite question when they come here. So yay! So let me talk about security. Really, honestly, from a student perspective, I've never felt unsafe on campus. I've never been in an unsafe situation. This is not just a me experience, but it's a shared experience between me and many students. So. But we do have some safety precautions around the university, just like any other institution. That blue light is one example. It's an emergency blue light. If you've been to other college tours, you probably have seen it multiple times, but it's all over our campus. If you're walking around and you feel unsafe for any reason, you can just go up, press the button. It'll make a loud noise and a light, and a Hopkins officer will be with you in a matter of minutes to escort you whenever you want to be escorted. So we also have Hopkins officers posted 24/7 all around the campus. And the dorms as well, especially in areas where students go a lot, so we also have them. But I do like to say this to all of my tour groups, is that if you are alone in the middle of a city at night with your headphones in, no matter what city you are in the United States, you will be unsafe. So it's a matter of following these basic safety rules of knowing where you are with who at what time. And if you just follow these rules, you will be safe here on campus, but also in the city of Baltimore. So that's just, my little talk. Any questions, concerns about security? No, wonderful. So let's move in. And I'll talk a little bit about research. I am trying to...
哎呦，我不想要照到别人啊，让我还要剪掉大家。
Yes?
我剪都是会剪大家的。
I'm split now because one of you guys said yes and one of you guys said no.
那一只是它的 carrot 是鸭子还是？
I do want to show you guys this
是哦，我以
pathway.
为是鸡啊
And
一
if
样。
it starts raining, we can just book it back inside, right?
嘴巴
No big deal.
怎么是来人？
Just a little water. I'm just gonna start, late lightning. Fingers crossed.
很怕等下下雨看到会怎样？好，你的好朋友，你们两个可以一起跑。哦，漂亮。
I'm showing you guys the back of our UTL building, which is our undergraduate teaching lab.
No. Wow, cool.
So all these rooms are teaching laboratories. Purely purpose of teaching.
这条路也好漂亮。
Let's make a stop right here. If it starts raining, I don't care. I'll stop. We can go back into the building. But I'm just gonna risk it because I love doing my tours this part. So, like I I said before, this is our UTLs, our undergraduate teaching lab. So if you're coming here and trying to pursue a STEM major, you're probably going to be taking some of our lab classes, and they all happen right here. I took general chemistry lab up in the third floor, symmetrical. So I'll tell you guys what I'm doing right now as a student and what research I'm involved in currently. So right now I'm involved in 2 different research projects. The first one is a wet laboratory research. So when you think of a laboratory research, you think of like a white coat and like goggles and chemicals and cells. So that's kind of what I do for this one. I work at the obstetrics and gynecology unit at the Johns Hopkins Hospital. So I work in women's health, and I'm studying what the specific protein called ACAP13 does in the process of producing FSH, which is a follicle stimulating hormone. It's a hormone that peaks right before ovulation. And we're going to take all this information and really connect it into thinking about really relevant diseases like PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, or even ovarian cancer. So that's kind of what I do for this one. I took a break from it during the summer, but I will go back in the fall. The second research project that I'm doing is actually the one that I'm doing right now. It's a clinical-based research project, so that means that I get to interact with patients, I get clinical experience, I get to write medical papers, I also get to look at medical records and medical charts. So, and I answer a general research question. So I work at the pediatric endocrinology unit at the Johns Hopkins Hospital. My mentor, she's a pediatrician. She specializes in pediatric diabetes. So very recently, we wanted to look at the specific diabetes technology and how it functions during surgery. So we partnered up with a pediatric anesthesiologist. We did the study. My mentors, they trusted me to write the paper. I wrote the paper, we revised it, we submitted it for publishing, and last night I got the email that it got officially published. So I am an author of a published medical paper now. Thank you. And I know it seems insane and I might be the top Hopkins student here, but that's not true, because 90% of our students here are involved in research. Research projects just like mine, like the ones that I do, students here do get published. It's almost a privilege that we have by being part of this amazing research opportunity program. So, like I said, getting research here is really, really easy, and you guys will not find opportunities like this in any other university. We have a whole database called Forager One that you will have access to as a student, where all of our professors and doctors, they post all the open projects that they have going on, and all you gotta do is filter out which topics interest you, read through the descriptions, and all you gotta do is email them, cold email them. My name is this, I'm majoring in this, I'm interested in this, I read your description, I'm really interested. Can we meet up and discuss my involvement in your lab? They might respond, maybe, maybe not. Doctors are terrible with emails, but if they do, you can meet up with them, and that's it. You are in a research lab just like that. You can even start as early as your freshman fall. You don't have to wait all the way. Actually, I really encourage students to kind of start around their freshman spring. Being with the lab, the longer it actually is better for you. But yeah, so that's my little talk on research. If you have any questions, again, I can answer them. But I also want to talk a little bit about our curriculum. So you guys heard in our info session that we don't follow a core curriculum, so you guys won't be forced to take any specific classes. That means that students here, we actually take classes that we want to take. And there is so much more flexibility. You guys just heard the tour guides introduce ourselves. Most of us are double majors or major and a minor this. That is not rare here at Hopkins. It's really easy to double major here. My favorite example is my best friend Ariel. Her mom is a dentist. She wants to go into dental school. So she is a biology major just like me. But ever since high school, she has really loved philosophy and has an interest in philosophy. So going to Hopkins, she is able to cross the graduation stage with 2 bachelor degrees. One that will help her prepare for dental school and get into dental school, and the other one that just comes from pure passion. And that is a shared, experience between a lot of students here. So if you're a student who, wants a specific career choice, has a passion for it, but also has multiple other interests, I think Hopkins is the right place for you. So yeah, that's my little talk on our curriculum and research. And let's go inside of our UTL building. I'll show you guys inside. And again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to our tour. If you have any questions, come up. surrounding this seal, so I'll tell you guys about it. So I'm a student currently. If I would step on this seal, I wouldn't be able to graduate. If you were a faculty and you stepped on the seal, you wouldn't get tenure. If you're a prospective student and you stepped on it, you wouldn't get admitted to Johns Hopkins University. And worse, if you're parents of a prospective student, you wouldn't get financial aid. So, don't step on it. Once I graduate, I can do a little dance on that and I'll be fine. But for now, it is off limits. So let's go through here.
So you get to leave. Yes,
So you guys know this.
thank you.
What are some of the help resources here for you? Do an appointment with you, and it's Is everybody safe? Alive? Did we lose anybody? No? I think we're all good. But this is our final stop before I walk you guys back to admissions. This is the craziest tour I've ever done, in all honesty. But you know what this is, but I want to ask everybody else. This is the Da Vinci machine. Has anybody heard of the Da Vinci machine? What it is? Yeah? Does someone want to answer?
Surgical robot.
Yeah, so it's a surgical robotics machine. When it first came out, it was super revolutionary. I don't know if you guys saw the surgery on a grape video, but that is that. It has such precision that it can peel the skin of a grape without damaging any of the insides. And the best thing about it is that it's right here on our undergrad campus, and all of our undergrad students have full access to the Da Vinci machine. Whether it's for a class and you want to learn how to code it, or if you want it for a research project on your own, you can have access to it, which is super cool. I talked a lot about research throughout our entire tour. I talked a little bit about humanities research. I talked about the natural science area, the medical research that I'm doing, and right now we are in one of our engineering buildings, so I'm going to talk about the engineering research here. So the way it works is that we have several design team projects, so you can choose to join one of these projects, and I can give you an example of what they look like. So my friend who's a biomolecular engineering major right now, he is in one design project team, and what his team are doing are they're trying to develop a device that measures CO2 during surgery. This device already exists, it's used in surgery right now, but him and his teammates are trying to create a version that is cheaper to make and still effective, so that he can later on sell it to underdeveloped countries. And that's his career after graduating. He's going to build a company out of that and sell those devices. So that's just one example of how our students here, we get what we learn from a classroom basis and apply it to real world applications through research. And yeah, any questions so far?
You mentioned before the student services where students.
So I'll just say my final closing remarks, and then you guys are free to go. So yeah, again, I'm so sorry about how hectic that tour was because of the weather. But yeah, let me, say my final words. So at the end of the tour, us tour guides were asked to answer the question why we chose Hopkins among all other college options. But I think the more appropriate question here is why I chose to stay and why I'm happy here right now. So my answer to that is definitely the research opportunity here. I think that it's unmatched to any other university. Even going here, being a Hopkins student, I still take it for granted how amazing a lot of that self-reflection, time to really know why I wanted to commit to this specific path. And the research experience has really given me the clinical experience and exposure that I really needed and has catapulted me into wanting this.